Our player pathway system starts pretty early. A few years ago we changed it and we took on a hell of a lot more of the pathway than other counties have done. We continue to do that, so we can have up to about 1,000 kids involved in our pathway. We run county age group teams from 11 up, and then underneath that and alongside that we run what we call a regional performance centres, and we have 4 of those. The cricket board obviously do a lot of the participation underneath and control the clubs and so on, and they nominate into our system, which starts in the regional performance centres. So the county split into 4 areas initially at those younger ages, and we have players that come up through the RPCs and one route into our county age groups and then up and above that. Once they get to a certain age, we can tap into our partner counties, so the Isle of Wight, Dorset, other national counties as they are now, so players can come across and join us from about 14, 15, 16s, which the likes of Tom Prest and so on have done. Toby Albert from Berkshire, Tom Prest from Dorset, many others from Dorset as well over the years. The ones that have gone on to play for England, Chris Tremlett, we've had James Vince, Liam Dawson, Mason Crane, but it's an area that we feel we need to be a bit stronger in. How do we get players that go and play for England and stay there and do well and succeed and become the Joe Roots, the next Joe Roots? So it's something we talk about a lot. We traditionally have produced a lot of players into first team cricket, and I think that highlighted, the T20 side that narrowly missed out to a strong Somerset team in the semi-final. I think that had 9 Hampshire Academy graduates, homegrown players. So it's something that we're doing pretty well. There's plenty of others. So within that side, you had the likes of Lewis McManus, the guys that I mentioned that have gone on to play for England, Scott Curry, Chris Wood. Over the years, coaches here, so James Tomlinson, Jimmy Adams now. So plenty that have come through that really successful academy system. And we hope it's getting stronger. In recent years, Tom Prest is now captain in England under-19s. You've had Scott Curry break in and do really well. So Toby Albert made his debut, played in that game. So there's plenty that are coming through in that bracket. At Hampshire, we try to play, we have a bit of a philosophy of playing lots and training lots and providing opportunities. So for us, it's around contact time, it's around getting players in and giving high quality coaching as much as possible, and then providing them with a variety of options in the summer to play different formats, play different standards, and to really grow and develop over a period of time. So for players that enter into RPC, they get regular training, they get regular playing time. County age group is quite similar. So the ECB run competitions at certain ages where our players will take part in that. Once they get to 16-ish, they start to play multi-day cricket at 15, 16, and then into the 18s and academy, they play 3-day cricket, 50-over cricket in our Premier League. We also play a T20 ECB comp, and we're also look to play a 100-ball competition as well. So for the summer, there's a lot of cricket. I think we play pretty much the most that most counties play. And contact time and training time throughout the winter is high. Our academy players, if you like, get one-to-one time in sports psych, S&C, batting, bowling, fielding, wicket keeping, whatever their main skills are. They'll have one-to-one coaching times. The county age groups are really lucky. We've got some fantastic coaches, some good young coaches, but some also real experience, lots of first-class, ex-first-class players that are working within our system. So they're getting high quality coaching, they're getting volume of time, and they're getting good levels and different amounts of playing time as well. That's the next stage for our academy players, is to go into that, to play second team, to get an understanding of that level, and then to begin to dominate that, to push for first team spots and contracts. So if players aren't doing that by the end of their academy journey, they're unlikely to go on. So they will play, all of them will play and feature at some point in various second team games. Crucially for us is that initial engagement in cricket. So the work that the clubs do, the work that the cricket board do with people wanting to play and play all the time. So from the bottom, it starts right in the participation. It starts from seeing James Vince smack it out here in a T20 or the Hampshire games that people come and watch. Starts with that initial kind of ignition of interest, right then into how do I get into cricket. So the school stuff, which there's probably slightly less cricket, certainly in the senior schools, than there used to be. and certainly state schools as well, it's played less. But that, if we can get kids into schools to play cricket and then from there into clubs, from clubs then nominated into our pathway. But it's quite a long way to go around it. So we can definitely do it better, but there's a lot of good work goes on underneath. The cricket system has been heavily weighted towards private schools, and I think it's around 10 or 11% of the country are privately educated, but our players that are involved within cricket, it's a heavy stat towards private schools. So 50% or more often are from state schools. So that leaves a lot of players that we're not seeing or not picking up early enough or are not engaging in cricket to the levels that we want. So there are projects that we're looking into to try and rectify that. We've recently started an inner city state school partnership with Cantel School in Southampton, where we actually take our coaches to the school. They're nominated through the Wickets programme, which is a Lord Taverners and Hampshire Cricket Board programme. And now we're looking to actually grow that and extend that out to getting nominations from the PE teachers in the schools. So the 7, 8, 9 inner city schools can actually nominate players to us to have a look at. So that's one way. There's a few other projects that we're looking into as well, just to try and tap into those talented players that might not be able to get into the pathway as it currently works. It works very well for some areas and for some players, but for others we need to make sure we're not missing players. I've been really, really impressed by this new academy crop. They have obviously come through quite a difficult couple of years as well, and so to be as skilled, to have as high a skill level as they've shown in this first initial winter period is very impressive. Their drive seems to be as high as anything that I've seen. They seem to push each other on. They're very much in the new mould, the Josh Buttler, Ben Stokes mould. They train incredibly harder and fit and strong. And their motivation levels seem really high, mature group. So I've actually been very impressed with all of them. We only had 2 retained from last year. We had an older group leave last year because of the way that COVID worked. But we had many of the guys that have come on here had a really successful under-15s year, where one of them captained the Bunbury team and others featured and did very well. So for this group, I've got pretty high hopes, to be honest, and I think they seem ready for second team and ready to play major roles in the academy side, even though they're quite young as a group. But really we'll find out in the summer, and looking forward to seeing all of them.